Hello, my viewers, and Merry Christmas. Today is Christmas Eve, and I would like to wish all my viewers a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I know most of you are with your families and friends preparing to celebrate Christmas and be happy. I would like to join you in the happiness of the season and hope that not only will you have happiness, but also you'll find fulfillment in the spirit of Christmas and cross the new year full of health and full of faith, because Christmas is about faith, and that you'll have a fruitful new year ahead. As we celebrate Christmas traditionally here in Kenya and around the world, people, families, friends join to share, to be happy. There is feasting, food, drinks, and many of the things that accompany merrymaking. And the spirit of Doctor BMS, I would like to talk to you about some of the things that you can do to maximize the benefits of this occasion and to avoid some of the pitfalls that may lie ahead of you, like engaging too much in fun and ending up having problems with your health, with people around you, and with the law. Talking about this, then, I would like today to talk about our emotions, how they drive our actions, and how we can make good use of them. I would like to talk about emotional intelligence and how it can build into good life principles that make you enjoy your life and have a good time this Christmas and thereafter. As humans, we are creatures of emotions. Emotions are feelings that reflect our mood, how we interpret and relate to the environment around us. We may be happy, we may be sad, we may be interested, we may be disinterested, we may like something, we may dislike something. Those are emotions, and they're created in us by our Creator so that they regulate our day-to-day actions and our being, and they help us interact with people around us and the environment. But these emotions that we possess come to us in a mix of the good and the bad, the strong and the not so strong, and oftentimes they come to us at once, mixed up. And so it's up to us to filter them and know which emotions are good, which ones to carry forward, and which ones are not good, maybe to drop them. The ability to filter these emotions and use them effectively to make our lives more fulfilling, to make our relationships better, and to advance us in our careers, in our social interactions, and in our lives in general, is what is called emotional intelligence. And so, for you to be emotionally intelligent, you need to understand yourself and the emotions that you experience from time to time. You need also to regulate, to manage these emotions so that they are more of benefit to you than of a disadvantage. And you need to use this knowledge, these emotions, to make better interactions in your social groups, in the teams you work with at home, in your workplace, your career, your interaction with your clients, in your little household, so that at the end of it all, you're a better person, you're growing, and you're a useful member of the society. After you have mastered the understanding of your emotions and known how to regulate them, then you can build personal principles that guide your life. And these principles then will determine your behavior, your character, and how people view you. The principles you develop, therefore, are the bridge between the emotions you experience and the behavior you exhibit to the world. So that if you have a better understanding of your emotions, you are likely to develop good principles, personal principles, life principles, and these principles are likely to guide you towards a better behavior, better interaction with people around you, and ultimately you're likely to succeed more in your ventures and have more of the good of life than the challenges. Remember that in life, of course, there will always be challenges which come to stress you, and this stress is part of what makes up your emotions. And so, when you understand your emotions, develop good principles, the advantage also is that you minimize the stressful situations in your life and you do better. Even when faced with stress, you overcome it better, rebound from it better, and become more successful. So then, how do you get to understand your emotions and to manage them? As a person, you need to take time to reflect on yourself. Think, what kind of a person am I? What do I know about myself? What do people say about me? Friends, family, close acquaintances. Am I someone, for example, who gets annoyed easily? Am I someone who believes people easily? Am I someone who doubts people and wants to verify things, for example? Do I make friends easily? Am I an outgoing person or do I prefer being alone? When I am hurt, if people do things that displease me, do I forgive easily or do I hold on to that memory? Do I keep a grudge? Do I want to get even? If I lose in a bet, in a game, in a venture, do I want to get a compensation so that I can do everything there is to make even? These and other questions that you may think about will lead you to what is called self-awareness, self-discovery, so that you start to build a description of your overriding characteristics, personal characteristics. You are this kind of person and not the other. And from this, you can quickly know the emotions that you are likely to experience more, the emotions you are likely to experience with greater intensity. If, for example, you are someone who takes it very hard when you are betrayed by a friend and you want to punish or to avenge or to make even, then you're likely to know that you are someone who can get annoyed very fast on something that may be small, moderate, and that you will remember that annoyance for a long time, and you may not forgive that person who did that wrong thing to you for quite some time. So this understanding then makes you self-aware, know your emotions. That's how you are created, and that's how you have been brought up, socialized until you are now a mature person with that kind of thinking, with that kind of outlook towards the world. And then with this understanding, you next ask yourself, how then am I going to use the understanding I have about myself to make it easier for me to interact with people, to succeed in my ventures without getting too stressed up, getting into frictions with people all the time? How can I avoid the things that are likely to make me unhappy, to make me emotionally ill disposed? If you are someone who, for example, takes a failure, a betrayal, a letdown by a friend very personally, and you feel you hold a grudge against the person who has let you down, and you do not want, or you may not want to forgive, forget quickly, then this understanding will make you know that if you're going to deal with someone, you need to put in place certain guarantees, certain checks and balances, so that you minimize the chances that that person will let you down. Because you know, if you are let down, you will feel very bad, and that will spoil the rest of your day, the rest of your engagement with this person. So then, as an example, this awareness of your emotions will make you not be this person who deals casually with people about things that you consider important. If you're planning to do a project together with another person and you are this person who cannot brook any letdowns, then you want to understand that project deeply, check the pros and the cons, mitigate all the areas where problems may come, so that the chances that the project you are engaging in will progress with minimum disturbances are maximized. In that way, then, your chances of feeling let down or disappointed are reduced. This is an example of what we call managing your emotions. So after you've understood your emotions, then you move to manage them so that you reduce the levels of stress that will build up in you if things go wrong. Then, because in the world you will always have to interact with people and work with other people, the emotional intelligence, the management of your emotion, goes a further step to applying it with other people, with groups, with social groups, teams. So when you understand yourself, then you also seek to understand the people around you, your family, your friends, how they view things, how they react. And the script mimics what I have related for the personal understanding. You go out with your friends, it is Christmas, and you've gone to have nyama choma and a party somewhere, you've been invited. you're going with a friend of yours, take time to think, this brother of mine, this cousin of mine, what kind of a person is he or she? Are they people who get, for example, into the party and they become the life of the party, they get carried away? If we agreed we are going to go back home by 8 in the night, they will forget about that and want to continue partying until the following morning. This understanding of the people around you, the social groups, the teams you are working with at home, at your workplace, then also enriches the emotional intelligence that you are developing, which after you have enriched it well will lead you to develop good personal principles, family principles, work principles, which in turn will guide your actions so that if you went out to a party with a cousin who is a lifeist, wants to be the life of the party and forgets himself, then you know that you'll have to make a plan B, that if this person gets carried away too much into party, you may just hop into a taxi and return home and leave them to continue with their party. You don't have to wait, to sit and wait, feeling pressured, stressed up, annoyed, yet the person who is causing this annoyance is totally oblivious of what is happening. This will ruin the enjoyment you went to have, it will ruin your Christmas, and at the end of the day, it may even ruin the relationship with this friend, this cousin of yours, just because you didn't understand yourself well enough, and in turn, you didn't understand the people you are with well enough to be able to formulate good guiding principles that will make you enjoy the interaction. The principles that you develop out of understanding yourself, your emotions, the groups you are in, the emotions that rule in those groups. These principles are going to be the guiding light because, as I said, principles are the bridge between emotions and your behavior. And so, when you have these good principles, they will regulate, modulate your emotions and the behavior that flows out of them. This is particularly important during this period of time where Christmas is around the corner, social interactions have increased, people are together, and the temptations to engage in this and that increases. And oftentimes, you may find yourself having gone overboard, having forgotten some of the things you had planned earlier to do. In the heat of the moment, you have overspent the money that you have and eaten into the allowance that was to be spared for school fees next term, for rent at the end of this month, or for other personal and family engagements. The principles that you develop are what can help you avoid those pitfalls. And these principles will develop if you know about yourself and the people you are with. At the Fountain of Hope Treatment Center, where I'm talking from, we treat people with addiction problems, mental health problems, and some of these problems come because of unregulated emotions, living a life where the principles that guide this life are few or non-existent, and so you get someone whose behavior is regulated by emotions without intervening principles. And emotions by their nature, because they can take you up when you are very excited, they take you down. For example, when you feel let down or annoyed by something, then your actions can also have this zigzag approach with results that you may not anticipate. I would like to talk particularly to young people. I like talking to young people, especially at this period of time you're out of school, at home with friends, and enjoying. Seek to know yourself. Ask yourself, what are your ambitions in life? When January starts and you go back to school, what would you like to do? Do you want to go back to school, or do you want to fall out of school? And if you go back to school or to work, do you want to succeed in school, at work, or it's something you've not thought deeply about? I invite you to think about this so that you develop few little principles, even if they're just for this Christmas period, that will guide you in your actions, because the temptations will come from left, right, center. And it is these principles that will anchor you. I would like to enjoy myself, but I don't want to damage my health. I would like to enjoy myself with my friends and family, but I don't want to get into a drug abuse or addiction problem. I don't want to be in ill health so that when schools open, I'm not able to go back to school. These little principles are what are going to moderate your behavior so that you enjoy the festive period well, but it ends leaving you a solid, happy person ready to continue with the next phase of life. Because remember, if you allow the emotions of the moment, happiness, sadness, anger, excitement, to just move you around like a leaf in the wind without principles to guide you and tell you, okay, this is enough. I'll not do this. I can only do so much of this. Then you will make yourself vulnerable to the vicissitudes of life, including the temptation to fall into abusing drugs, of addiction, alcohol, getting into promiscuous behavior and social behavior, which can hurt your health. It can get you into trouble with the law, and it can also ruin your chances for self-advancement in school, at work, when the festive period ends. Thank you and Merry Christmas. See you again next year in Dr. BMS channel. Remember to subscribe to our channel and to like our videos so that we continue educating each other and encouraging each other in this journey of living a responsible life for the health of your body, mind, and soul. Bye-bye.